Welcome back to this section. We are going to talk about using AWS CDK to launch an EC2 instance and then install Apache with 7 custom web page as well. So one will ask, what is AWS CDK? It stands for AWS Cloud Development Kit. It allows you to define cloud infrastructure using code. Instead of writing raw JSON file or YAML templates, like in CloudFormation, you use familiar programming like Python, TypeScript, etc. to create and deploy AWS resources. Let's talk about the prerequisites we need to install before we start this. First, you will need the AWS CLI. You will have to go through this website to download and install it. Next, you will have to configure your AWS CLI. So you do AWS configure. It will prompt you to put in your access key ID. And then the next, after putting in your access key ID, it will prompt you again for your secret access key ID again. And then the next will be your region. I use US1. And then the output format, you can use JSON. The next, if you don't have Node.js installed, you will have to go through this website and install Node.js on your machine. The next, you install the AWS CDK CLI. So you do npm install -g AWS-CDK. And then again, another thing to install is Python 3 and then pip. After installing, you can check the version of the Python installed and then pip installed by doing Python -- version and pip -- version. Install the VS Code if you do not have it anyway. Now let's get into the step by step to get this done. You open your terminal and go to your working directory. You create a new folder and enter it. Next, you initialize a new CDK project in Python. And then you create and activate a virtual environment. Next, edit the requirement.txt. This requirement.txt file lists the Python dependencies your CDK project needs. So to open and edit it, I use VI. You can use Nano if you are comfortable with it. So you do VI requirement.txt and then you enter I to get into editing mode and then paste this. After that, if you want to save and exit, you will have to type escape shift WQ to save and exit. Now install the requirements, which is pip install -r requirements.txt, and this will install the necessary Python libraries for AWS CDK v2. The next is to open and edit our stack file. So we do VI again. We do VI to edit the EC2 -CDK /EC2 _CDK _stack.py file. You press I to enter editing mode and then paste this into it and then save and exit. Our next edit is the app.py. So VI again and then to the app.py and replace whatever is inside with this on the screen in it. After saving and exiting, the next step is to bootstrap the environment. So you do CDK bootstrap, and then the last stage is to deploy the stack. So you do CDK deploy. Type Y when you are being prompted and hit enter. When the deployment is successful, go to the AWS console, to the EC2, and then to instances. Locate your instance named Apache EC2. Confirm if it have a public IP address. Paste the IP address in your browser and you should see welcome to AWS Cloud Start Youth Edition.
You might be wondering, why install CDK, Python, Node.js, configure credentials, bootstrap the environment, when I could just go to AWS console and click few buttons to launch an instance? You are absolutely right to ask. When you are learning, the console is great. But here is the thing. In real-world production environment like Netflix, Google, or any modern enterprise, teams launch thousands of instances, containers, and infrastructure components every minute. No one has time to log in and click manually. Using tools like CDK, Terraform, CloudFormation, or CLI gives you the speed to automate from 1 to 100 or 10,000 EC2 instances with one command. It gives you the consistency as the same code works in development, staging, and production. It gives you the best version control as infrastructure changes are tracked like application code. Disaster recovery is not left out, as it easily recreates the entire environment. This is what separates lobbyists from professionals. Stay consistent, stay hydrated, and keep building.